Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started with today's video, I do want to give a huge shout out to Ulsa, Mark and Simon over at Ulsa Tools. They went ahead and sent us out a couple products to test out, and we really appreciate it here at the channel. They did send out, I did go ahead and use this one already. As you can tell, it's already open. I used it to pry open the horn off of a Cascadia. I didn't record it, I didn't want to make a small video or anything, but I will be making one soon to show you guys, just because it wasn't used as intended for these tools. These are they're like fastener removers. I used it as a pry bar. This one specifically to pry the little bumper, not the bumper, to pry out the horn off of a Cascadia, the steering wheel. But as I said, these are fastener removers. Really good tools. They have the rounded off tips. We will be probably using these to finish our video on the Tahoe's dash. But they also went ahead and sent out some ratcheting crimper. If I could use it. There we go. It's a ratcheting crimper, and I will be using this to finish up the RV. We're going to be working on the ground, so stay tuned for that video. What's going on, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Shrek, and we're back with another video. So we're already going to start the RV content. Unfortunately, it ain't the video I wanted to make as our second video for RVs, but it is our first issue, and it's a bad one, guys. The RV doesn't start no more. So let me put in some goodies I purchased in it, and I'll show you guys. Oh, dropping stuff. Alright, so the issue we're having with it right now is it cranks, it just doesn't start. So what I'm thinking, I'm not sure, but it kind of sounds fuel related. So we will be changing the fuel filter. I wanted to do a maintenance tune up and stuff. I haven't taken it apart yet. I know it is a 6.8, I believe it's a V10. Yeah, 6.8 V10. Not 100% sure. Haven't even popped the hood really, because, well, just to check it the day that we went to go inspect it. Only because it looked really clean. Engine was really quiet. It was amazing. Like, it was perfect. It does have 131,000 miles, but it's still probably like half life. Anyways, I drove it home. So right after the initial startup, everything was good. Engine was quiet, no check engine lights, nothing. Went ahead, paid it off, and when we went inside to turn it on to leave the yard that they had it parked at, the check engine light came on and it wouldn't start. It cranked and wouldn't start. Did that twice and then it started. Ran fine. On the hills it was a little sluggish, but I was thinking maybe it's because of the weight. It is an older engine, it's a 2004, so maybe because of the weight. Regardless, made it home. Ran fine after like the second hill. Made it home. I plugged in my scanner, because I did forget to take a scanner and tools at all. I was so excited. And I really didn't think we were going to get it because it was really cheap. We got it really cheap. So I did go ahead and plug in my scanner, and I got code. Let me show you guys. P0354. And it's for ignition coil D circuit malfunction. So I do have to take it apart. And lucky for us, it has this little bonnet thing. That's where the engine's at, so it should be easier to work on. But I will replace that. I'm gonna call it in right now, put that part on will call. That way on my way home from work I pick it up. And a fuel filter. So we could do that to start off with. I did go ahead and search a bunch of YouTube videos, and they say that there's a ground that usually goes bad between the chassis and the body. So I will be replacing that one as well, or checking to make sure maybe it's not even there. I will be fixing that, and then hopefully it starts. The other trick that I did see a lot is people will smack the fuel tank with like a rubber mallet or something, just to loosen up the particles on the fuel pump, thinking that it's that. But I could hear the fuel pump priming on this one. It's not strong, but I could hear it, so which leads me to think it might be the ground. Either way, if I'm posting this video, it's because we went ahead and figured it out, and that way it helps you guys out. Sorry for the long introduction, but just giving you guys the whole background story on it. So here we go. I'm gonna show you guys what the issue is. Maybe I'll start right now. So we go ahead. Crank and it doesn't start. I actually didn't really hear the fuel pump prime this time. Let's see if I open the door, I'll hear it. Yeah, I could hear it now when I open the door. Well, whatever it is, it started now. So that's what I'm telling you guys. It did the same thing when we bought it. Like the same thing. It wouldn't start and then it cranked over on the second crank. Same thing right now, but I'm gonna look into it because I don't like this. I don't want it to be sketchy and go somewhere and it doesn't want to start. So we will look into it and try to get it fixed today or this week sometime, because we are planning on taking an overnight trip with the girls possibly in 2 weeks. So, and I will show you guys the little things we've been buying. I've been buying a whole bunch of little random things on Amazon. Something like a water pressure regulator, some filters for water, and then a gauge to check the tire air pressure that I plan on keeping inside of the rig at all times, just because I don't want to be taking out stuff from my truck or taking stuff from home. I have tools for my truck that I use for work. I have tools in my garage that I use for projects here. I have tools in the RZR that I use just for the RZR, and I want to keep tools inside of the RV just for the RV, and a small compressor, all that good stuff, just because I don't like moving tools around and then forgetting them per se in the RV that I need for work the next day. And yeah, it's a whole mess. But I'm gonna try to figure out what this code is, because, or what this issue is, because I don't like how it intermittently starts and doesn't want to start. So here we are continuing the video. It is actually like a day later, nighttime right now. We've been getting out of late and having to do things after work, so we're gonna start right now. We're going to do actually the coil today. I have a headlight right now just to help me out, and we're doing a coil. It was coil D that was giving us issues. I went ahead and tried starting it again a couple times, and it starts every single time now. So I don't know, something happening with it. I need to look into it a little bit more, because we can't afford to have that on the road while we're camping. So real simple, let's take off this cover, bonnet, whatever you want to call it. Oh shit. Oh, I guess that just unclips. And then take this one off. So here we go. Here's our engine, and looks like a dang rat nest in there. Go ahead and clean that out right now as well. But here we are. Coil D should be this one right here. I'll go ahead and make sure that's it, but I believe that's the one. Engine looks really dry, really good, to be honest. It did get the cats replaced, but it looks really good. I'm gonna vacuum this out and I'll be right back. Alright, so we were definitely not expecting that, but as you guys saw, there was a rat nest right in between the heads of this engine, right above the block. Went ahead and vacuumed it out. So now I will have to inspect all the wiring harness and all the hoses, make sure nothing is ripped, nothing is chewed, because that could be the possible cause. Something ripped could be the possible cause of us having that hesitating start or intermittent start. So we do have to concentrate on that a lot more now that we know that we did have a rat issue. So previous owner did not disclose that, of course. Maybe they didn't even know. Regardless, we are here now. So I will be replacing that coil and possibly looking at the spark plugs just to make sure they are good as well. I know they did replace 6 of them according to their service records, but that's kind of pointless to just replace 6 of them and not all 10. Alright, so I will be posting a diagram of the engine. The front of the engine is over there, and it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Driver side is 6 through 10. Passenger side is 1 through 5. The cylinder or the ignition coil that it's, I'll put an image up too, but the cylinder coil or the ignition coil that's giving us a faulty error is this one right here, cylinder 4 ignition coil D, which is looks like an 8mm socket, and then it should pop off. I think I do have to remove this harness, which is bolted right there. I'll go ahead and unbolt that and show you guys where we're at. And then it's a clip, also one clip. And you got to be careful with these because I know they are prone to breaking, and once they break they are flimsy. So let me go ahead and start taking this off and I'll show you guys. So we went ahead and replaced the coil. I don't know if you guys could see if I could even zoom in. We did go replace the coil. I did remove one of the spark plugs. Unfortunately I couldn't do number 4, so I'm going to see if there's a different socket I need, which I don't have. I tried a 5/8. I might be a 9/16. I don't have the 9/16, so I will have to go and buy another one. But I did remove the spark plug on number 5 and it looks really good. Unfortunately I forgot to show you guys, but we did go ahead and do that. I also want to go ahead and do the ground upgrade between the chassis and the engine. I bought this, I believe it's 10 gauge wire, should be good enough. And we're just gonna add a little bit of dielectric grease and we'll be doing the fuel filter. But for today this is gonna be it. I'll go ahead and try to start it right now, and let me clean this up, go ahead and start it, and then we'll go see if the code came off. Alright, so here we go. Got the scanner. Not sure if it'll clear the code if it fixed it or not right away, but so we do have it there. Let's see if it starts. So fortunately it started right away, actually really good. Like I said, I don't know if it's a fuel pump issue, and once it warms up it takes longer to start, but started right up right now. Alright, so let me show you guys, because now it's not starting. So that's what it's doing. That's the issue we've been having. Let me get a mallet and try to hit the fuel tank, see if it helps. I have a rubber mallet here. Let's go down here. Where's our tank? Well, our tank is far back behind the axle actually, so let me go over there. Alright, so here's our fuel tank. Let's see if that helps. And nope. Alright, so next we will be replacing the fuel. So the fuel filter had a lot of pressure in the filler cap, but we're gonna replace the fuel filter. Let's go down there and find it. Just because we're already warmed up and on the mission. And I found the filter right up here. I'm not sure if the previous owner replaced it or not, but we will be replacing it now. Hopefully it's smooth and easy. We really don't want to be struggling anymore. Put you guys right here. I remember correctly, guys. These lights. Let me get some light for you guys. We just insert the little tool. Well, we push this out, insert the tool, and we should be able to pop off the line. So it was a bit of a struggle, but we finally got it off. We have the new one right here. The flow goes towards the arrow. Well, the arrow goes towards the engine, I mean. So we'll go put it back in here where it goes, and we'll just pop the lines on it. Well, this should be easier than taking it off with only two hands. We got the new filter on. Everything's clipped into place. Lines are on. Kinds of trash in my mouth, but there we are. Everything's put back, and then I want to show you guys. This is that ground that I've been telling you guys about that I want to fix. They say that this one causes a lot of issues as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put a whole new ground on here. Or an extra one actually. Just to have two of them. But I'll probably do that tomorrow just so I don't make that much noise right now. Let's go try to start it though. Just in case. So once again, it started right up again. I don't want to get too confident because, as y'all saw earlier, it does it a lot. It starts, and then once I turn it off, it doesn't want to start again. So, but fuel filter is on, and new coil is on. So hopefully we're good on that. Not sure, so I'll keep trying, keep updating you guys, put it on one video as to what I end up doing to fix that issue. All right, let's go ahead and turn it off. See if it starts again. Nope, issue's still there. All right, so here we go, guys. This is the ground that we will be replacing. Big shout out to Icon because they have a really good light. I do have a similar one made by Snap-on, but this is like a third or a quarter of the price, so I really like this one. Anyways, this is a 13 mil socket. This one looks like an 8 possibly, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this. We're gonna clean the area, and then we're gonna make a new one with that wire that we purchased. Let's go ahead and take this off. So I do apologize for the lighting. It is getting pretty dark out here. This is the only time we had to do this. Move some of this stuff out of the way. So we will be using 10 gauge black wire. Fortunate for us,
my sister did give us this Tycon heat shrink wire connectors. I've used them before. Shout out to Fatty, good looking out. It came with some of these 10 to 12 gauge connectors, and it has various sizes for the little holes or the loops, whatever you want to call those. Fortunately, it has one that fits that size and one that fits that size. Now what we will be doing is cutting a section out of this the same length as this one. Then we will be crimping it to each end and probably putting some heat shrink. So here we go. We did go ahead and cut a section about the same size. We'll strip the ends, go ahead and crimp it with our ratcheting crimper. All right, so let's go ahead and squeeze the wire through the connector. I did go ahead and throw my headlamp on just to give you guys some proper visibility, because yeah, it's getting dark over here. Anyways, we go ahead and put it right in there, and you start tightening it. Beautiful, perfect. Again, shout out to Osa for sending us out some tools. Appreciate that, Mark, Simon. Thank you guys for taking care of me. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the next one, the other end, and we'll be doing the same thing to it. Just like that. Very nice, perfect. Let me go ahead and, oh, I forgot to put heat shrink on it. Oh well. Warm up these ends just so it can melt on. There it is. That's our new ground. Let's go ahead and bolt it down. Well, first I do want to actually clean the frame, clean out the area that I do plan on cleaning, that area where it touches, just to see if it helps with connectivity. I am also going to wire brush these bolts just because they are a little rusted. So we did go ahead and change the fuel filter, ignition coil, and finally the ground. Let's see if it made a difference. We'll go ahead and crank it. Let me see if the fuel pump even turns on. Let's see if we hear it. Sure do. Started, but it started weird. But usually it would always start on the first crank. It was after I turned it off and then turned it back again that it wouldn't want to start. I learned a little trick over the couple days that if I crank it, or if I cycle the ignition 3-4 times and then crank it, kind of like prime the pump, it'll go ahead and start. So I did buy a gauge to go ahead and test the pressure, the fuel pressure on the rail. I will be doing that in the next couple days and verify possibly be the fuel pump. Shouldn't be hard to drop the tank and do the fuel pump. Maybe 4 hours. The only thing is the fuel pump is a little pricey. It's over $300, closer to $5, I believe. Depends where you find it, but it's anywhere from $300 to $500 for a decent pump. So that's what we're trying to avoid. Let's turn it off, turn it back on. Like I said, it sounds funny, but it starts. Not sure if that ground helped it or not, but it's working. So with that being said, guys, oh, let me turn off the light. Oh, we need some light though. It's kind of dark. All right, so with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video helped someone out. Hopefully it did something, at least entertainment. I don't know, because we don't know if it fixed our problem yet or not, but those are the few things we are doing to it. I will have another video on the more issues that we have found. It's been raining, so that should give you a hint. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe. We have a lot more RV content coming soon. More repairs. We're going to remodel it. It's a little outdated, and there's some things that we found that we need to fix. Anyways, as always, if you're at home, enjoy time with your family. If you're on the road, be safe. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.